It was happening again. A market crash. Pip the Gopher watched in horror as the value of his honey business plummeted. His shares in the Beavers Dam were next, then the irrigation project. Everything was turning red. He was diversified, yes, but he had too many things to watch at once. He felt overwhelmed, paralyzed by the chaos. His carefully built empire was crumbling, and he was powerless to stop it. How could anyone manage so many investments at once? To find the answer, Pip went to the wise badger. "I thought I was diversified," he sighed, "but it's too much. I can't watch everything. I spend all day worrying and no time living." The badger looked at the messy pile of assets. "You have bought many fine ingredients, Pip, but you are trying to be the farmer, the baker, and the chef at the same time. There is a better way," he said with a smile. "Come with me. I want to show you a place you have never seen before." He took Pip to the heart of the forest's economy, the Great Forest Exchange. Inside was a scene of organized chaos. It was the nerve center of all commerce. Pip was amazed. The badger led him past the noisy traders to a special section. There he saw a new character, a lightning-fast, hyper-organized squirrel named Hazel. In front of her was a very large, beautifully woven basket. She was the busiest person Pip had ever seen. Animals would give her their seeds, and she, with incredible speed, would buy a tiny piece of every great business in the forest and place it into her basket. "What is she doing?" Pip whispered. "She is a fund manager," the badger replied. "She runs a mutual fund. Think of it as a magical basket. Many investors pool their seeds together in her basket. Hazel, the expert manager, then takes all those seeds and buys hundreds of different assets. You don't own the individual stocks. You own a small piece of the entire basket. You instantly get perfect diversification managed by a professional." "So I could just give my seeds to her and she does all the worrying for me?" Pip asked, his eyes wide. "Exactly," said the badger. Suddenly, a low grumble was heard behind them. It was Barry the bear. "A magical basket, and you trust that fast-talking squirrel with your life savings. What if she runs away with the basket? I prefer to own things I can see and touch. I trust my own paws, not a fund manager." Pip was conflicted again. Barry was the richest animal he knew. Was he right? The wise badger saw Pip's hesitation. "Hazel's basket is for those who value time and simplicity. But there is another way, for those who trust the market itself more than any single manager." He led Pip to a different section of the exchange. There were no busy managers here. Instead, there were shelves lined with pre-packaged baskets. Each had a label: the Forest Top 50, the Berry Index, the Nut Growers Collective. "What are these?" Pip asked. "These," said the badger, "are ETFs, exchange-traded funds. Think of them as self-packing baskets. This one automatically buys a tiny piece of the 50 biggest companies in the forest. No manager like Hazel, no emotions, just pure automatic diversification based on a rule. A mutual fund is like hiring a master chef to create a balanced meal for you. She uses her expertise to pick the best ingredients. An ETF is like buying a perfectly balanced pre-packaged meal kit from the store. The recipe is already set." Pip understood. For a small investor like him, The basket was the answer. He chose an ETF, the Forest Top 50. A year passed. The market, after its crash, began to slowly recover. Pip didn't spend his days worrying anymore. He just held his one basket, which automatically mirrored the health of the entire forest economy. His line was smooth and steady. He was calm. Barry the bear, on the other hand, had a stressful year. He held on to his beehive stock too long and sold it at a loss. He bought back into the beaver's dam too late, after the price had already recovered. He still made a profit, but it had cost him a lot of time and energy. Pip had learned a valuable lesson. For a professional investor like Barry, maybe picking individual stocks worked. But for an ordinary gopher who just wanted his wealth to grow safely without the stress, the basket was the perfect shield. His portfolio was now on autopilot. He was making more seeds than ever before. In fact, he was making so many seeds, he ran into a new, very strange problem. He was running out of space to keep his seeds. He had piles of seeds under his bed, in his cupboards, even in his bathtub. It wasn't safe and it was messy. There had to be a better, safer, more organized way to store his wealth. He was about to discover an institution as old as money itself. Subscribe to Gopher Business to learn what a bank is and if your money is truly safe there.